Hello everyone, welcome to our playthrough of the Caveman to Cosmos mod for Civilization 4 Beyond the Sword. Alright, this is going to be our third attempt at starting. We keep having a crash every time I right click, so we'll see if we can avoid that right now until I can figure out what's going on. Alright, these guys, we've got a Viper right over here. We need y'all healed up so that y'all can handle them sufficiently. So we're going to have y'all fortify. Now the Thief, I'm sending over to Brasilia to see if we can't find some improvements that we can sabotage. Okay. Alright, looks like right-clicking does okay as long as you don't try to right-click and drag. Now, we certainly had a bunch of barbarian types pop up in the last turn. So we've got a bear. 100% chance of taking them out. To show what our chances of doing is 35%. Pretty good chance. Let's see if we can take them. And we managed to kill it. Didn't subdue, but that wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, the subdued Viper. We actually have... We can construct a snake charmer. Will give us almost a full culture and a little over one full beaker. That's fantastic. I like that. Okay, that's what we will do. Let's let him build a snake charmer. Okay, more trackers. Let's send you fellas this way. This way. What's going into my cities? Trained dogs and a spiked clubman. Now last time when I was sitting here I realized that with Gnarlandia City about to grow I actually wanted to get a storage pit going. And that spiked clubman is going to be a little bit too long, so we're going to put the storage pit in front of it so that we can at least save that 10%. And we won't have quite so long to grow before we can go up again. And then we'll convert to the clubman. Okay. And then we have to figure out where we're going to go after ritualism. Alright, let's get this next turn going here.
Since the nature of people is bad, to become corrected, they must be taught by teachers, and to be orderly, they must acquire ritual and moral principles.
Very nice. Obsoletes the cave dwelling, which I'm not sure we had any of. We might have had some in Gnarlandia. It's going to enable folklore, leads to cultural identity and counting, and it lets us build a monument, the obelisk, and a totem pole. All wonderful cultural items, especially since I do love going for the cultural victories. Okay, folklore. No state religion, minus 20% war weariness, plus 1 happiness from landmarks, plus 1 happiness from a shaman hut, 50% faster construction of a monument, and we can build the shrines. Okay. Definitely the direction we want to go. Let's look at the big picture. Folklore, I'm assuming... Assumptions are always bad, but I'm assuming that comes under religion. Yes, there we go. And that is going to, most importantly, get rid of that minus 25% culture penalty that we've been having. 3 turns for revolution. Ouch. Whew. Alrighty, let's look at the big picture. And we're going to check on where we are headed next. So I'm going to look over the various options we have, and I will get back to you once we have made some sort of informed decision here. Okay, having looked over the big picture and all our different options that we have right now, I think we're going to go cultural identity to see if we can't become even more in touch with our gnomish origins. That's going to allow us to build the Elder Council, assuming we have knowledge inheritance, which I think we do. At that point we'll get extra culture and extra beakers, of course. And it'll also let us build the military standards, the animal mascots. And that will add to our experience in our units. And that right there is what I was looking at. I remember seeing, I believe it's Quill 118, who was using a bunch of his captured animals that he had to create mascots. So that's definitely the route that we are going to go down after our 3 turns of anarchy are over. Alright, we are healed up. We are looking at taking on that Viper, assuming that he does not flee from us. Alright, subdued a Viper. Excellent. Nothing else out this way, so let's continue down. I don't know what's happened, but it's actually letting me right click for a change. Alright, we've healed up. How far can we go? We need to get all the way down. How the devil did we get there? Did we come all the way from here? There's a long ways to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll go there. What do we have? A Wolverine. We're healed up, so let's go ahead and take him out. Still a 1/3 chance that we may be able to subdue him. And we did subdue him. Excellent. Okay. Nothing around here. And let's send our thief further toward Brazil. Okay, down this way, boys. And Neanderthals. I'm glad we got that plus 40% bonus, because we may be needing it here in just a second. Alright, Gnarlandia City's working on the storage pit. They should get it, hopefully. They're not going to get it in time for the growth, are they? Nope, because of our anarchy we got going on. Alrighty. I don't suppose... Oh, okay, it's stagnant. Good. I was going to wonder if this... Anarchy doesn't... I didn't know that anarchy caused population growth to stop too. That's strange, because there's one thing I've noticed about most of the anarchists in history. They all seem to be or most of the revolutionaries in history, they all seem to be a bit of a randy lot, you know? Alright. Let us continue on to the next turn. Come on, make me proud, make me proud, come on. Good boys, excellent. It's time for y'all to heal up. Excellent, subdued Viper. You can build a snake charmer here too, can't you? Yes indeed, so we will have snake charmers in both of our towns now. Continue your movement out of the desert. You need to heal up. Thieves move slow. I did not realize just how slowly they did move. Ooh, is that a saber-toothed cat? It is. Strength of 4. Ooh, we better make sure we're in some good defensive terrain. That is going to be a tough fight even with our bonuses, I am afraid. Alright, got Myth of the Weasel with a palace. So how about we move you on over here? And it's time to end the turn again. 2 more turns of anarchy. Once again, unfortunate that we can't. Survival odds 80%, almost 80% to try and take out that scout. Wow. It's a rather dangerous thing to do, but I think it's time that we heated up this war a little bit. There we go. That should drop Brazil down in the standings a little bit and promote it to Combat 3. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, we got Myth of the Bear, which will give us yet more beakers coming in. Always good. Let's keep that science pouring in, boys. Before you know it, we might actually discover fire. Alright, you need to continue out of the desert. Alright, well, 75% bonus. That's a lot better than it was before, isn't it? One more turn of anarchy. There we go. Subdued a saber-tooth. Awesome. I knew that was going to be a tough fight. Knew that was going to be a very tough fight, and it doesn't look like we took any damage. Alright, we are going to promote y'all the full hunter to make sure you continue getting experience from these animals that you're wiping out. Myth of the Lion. Start moving you over toward the palace as well then. And you are finally going to be out of the desert. Badger over here. Oh, come on. Say, that's just ridiculous. These trackers and scouts are good, but kind of like having a Jaguar. They're nice to drive around and use to expand your territory, but my lord, if they aren't in the shop more often than they're on their feet. Alright, plus 50, plus 25. Let's move it on up there. Now, interesting. Take a look around and see if any of these tiles have been developed. Okay, let's see what's happening back at home base. Storage pit in 3, train dogs in 2. Okay. Subdued Wolverine. Nothing really you can function with right now, so let's put you to sentry. Alright. Not good odds. I was hoping he doesn't have any dog units or anything that he can detect us with. So keeping a close eye on what terrain I'm moving these people into. I don't want to inadvertently move them into something that's going to hurt them. Would like to see Gnarlo's city grow. Train dogs in Gnarlograd. What shall we work on next? Okay, we've got the 2 trained dogs that we wanted. I'm going to take a look at where we can go from here. Go grab me another cup of coffee, and I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, judging by what the city has, I think next up is going to be the Microlith Workshop. Gives us a plus 25% to building our military units, but more importantly gives us that +1 hammer. And it doesn't go obsolete until iron working, which is awfully long ways in the future. So it's about time we got our fellows working on building some arrowheads and all. Let's move y'all over here to Gnarlo City. Get that other dog unit over there to protect it. Okay, y'all filled back up already. Excellent. Where are we gonna send you? I wish we were stronger. We would have gone past those dire wolves there and seen if we couldn't find out what was up that way, but I think I'm going to have to send a more forceful unit that direction. We'll clear out this dark area down here that my clubman unit was going to before they were so brutally taken out. Gathering camp. So Brazil, have you actually been building anything? Does not look like it, does it? What can we do? I'll go ahead and finish circling the city with him to see whether or not that there is any kind of storage pit in one. Any sort of improvements around that we might be able to take out. I may be missing something obvious with it. I do not know. Alright, Myth of the Lion. More beakers coming in. Very good. I believe that our capital there is definitely starting to turn into our #1. Yeah, that's just a disappointment, really. Said I may not be using this unit anywhere near its optimum use, and I'm absolutely sure of that. Who was it over here? Persians. Okay, take a quick look around the map, see if there's what other groups are nearby. That's the Carthaginians. Right. Looks like Brazil must just be making some cultural items and stuff, being that I don't actually see they have anything we can do anything with. Alright, so we will head on. Where were the Romans? Has to be somebody around that's building something we can go wreck. Alright, let me take a look around. And there is indeed, down here at the Rome, they have a seed camp. So, we will grab our thief. And in this case, all footpaths lead to Rome. Alright, where have all the animals gone? Ah. 10%, 75. Where is a nice defensive bonus for us? Two Neanderthals. I just don't like our odds. Let's head back here into the 75% range. Cultural identity coming up in the next turn. Gnarlandia City growing in 4. There we go. It is not the literal past that rules us, save possibly in a biological sense. It is images of the past. Each new historical era mirrors itself in the picture and active mythology of its past, or of a past borrowed from other cultures. It tests its sense of identity, of regress, or new achievement against that past. Alright, so we have now identified ourselves as the gnomes, damn it. Petroglyphs, cave dwellings have gone obsolete. Tribalism enables tribal culture, and we can train tribes. Oh, heck yes. So we are well on our way to tribalism. I think that may be our next knowledge inheritance. I think that will be our next path. Let's see where tribalism is on the big picture. Okay, we found tribalism on the map. It is way up here, and clicking on it, you see we have, it would be the 22nd technology that we were able to train. Look at all the prerequisites back there before. Way on back. Okay, seeing as microliths, here's the latest in the technology tree. So, instead of going there, we're going to go flint napping. We were wanting to get that plus 25%, and it will be the third, so we will have to get woodworking, heat treatment, and then flint napping. We'll be able to get that in 17 turns. So, we've got our next 3 lined up well. Oh no. Powerful hurricane has made a direct hit on Gnarlandia. Buildings have been destroyed, citizens have been killed. Don't guess we can go with that. Jeez, buildings have been destroyed. I wonder what they're going to destroy. You gonna tell me what it was that I took? Storage pit, of course. Ah. Random number generator loves me so much. I'm thinking of marrying its sister. Okay, boys. Got an Auroch. We got these Neanderthals. Let's cross the river. 75% bonus. Yeah, that's a decent place to go. The Neanderthals should not have given it up. Ooh, my scout. That's right. We can only defend, can't we? Okay. Let us move. Why is it we're only moving 1 a turn? Is scrub that difficult? Must be. Okay, we'll go there then. What can we do in Gnarlo City? Can we delay? Growing 3 turns. It's still going to make us grow too fast. Can we get that storage pit? It doesn't give us a storage pit option anymore. It's been destroyed. What, we can't rebuild it? No? Really? Well, that's upsetting. Let's end the turn, see what happens here. What about now? Now that the turn's over, can we rebuild that storage pit? And we're still not able to rebuild it. What the heck, game? I guess once you've achieved something like that, what, we've forgotten how to do it after that? It was just a lucky accident? Okay. Well. Vipers and giraffes. Vipers and giraffes. And you need to heal up. Wrong way. Silly, silly me. Continue down to Rome. Gnarlo should be growing here in just a moment. 2 more turns till we get a population pop. Good. Getting a little worried about you there. Good, subdued and a copy. Very good. Alright, the trained dogs are here. We are going to put them on sentry duty. So now our capital will be defended as well. Alright. Gnarlo City should finally grow here. Wish we had the storage pit, but I was afraid of that. Alright, we made a microlith workshop. Do I want to bring out another tracker, or do I want to go down a different path? Okay, let's make a storage pit. Just so that it will be ready and the next hurricane will have something to destroy. Okay, we can make a military standard. We can do the myth of the giraffe. A lot of different units we can make a military standard with, so let's just use the myth of the giraffe at the moment. In fact, we've got some units sitting idle in that town, so why don't we go back to it and see if any of them can actually do something.
Prêt à l'action.
A moa, a wolverine, a crocodile, and a subdued viper.
Aux ordres. Dites-moi ce que je dois faire.
None of these be used as standard. Nope. Alright, I guess it has to be an actual fighting type animal. So let's put you back to sleep. Clear out some more darkness. Send you down here to mourn the loss of our friend. Let's let you heal up so we don't lose another friend. It's actually a decent attack chance. Let's go for it. Very good. Okay. So that was the end of turn 263. We got woodworking coming up in 2, spike clubman in 1. I'm going to end it, save right here. And Gnarla's plundered 1 gold piece. Interesting. I have to take a look into that. I'm going to end it right here, and we will pick it up from there next time. Thanks for watching, and we will see you then. Oh, and actually I realized my mistake. Just a little postscript here. It was Gnarlandia that had the storage pit destroyed, not Gnarla City. So they still saved that 10%, and we can rebuild it. So that's why things were confusing me a little bit there. But we've got it straightened out now, and I don't have to throw any extra words across the screen showing what an idiot I have, since y'all truly know that to start with. Alright, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.